I'm calling this meeting to order.
6:36.
Oh, okay, I got an old computer here.
You're trying to add.
6:36.
So he
So
wasn't
make a
now.
motion to open the meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I received the old minutes from last week, and I went through them, and I did not see any changes. Thank you for that, Linda. Anybody have any?
No, thank you.
I
Catch right.
make a motion to approve the minutes of October 9th.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the big two, the school department. Okay, so I did forward to everybody
Thank you for that.
information. We did not talk about it because that would have been against open meeting law.
Mhm.
And
What do you mean you're not allowed to talk about?
you don't read your emails, I know.
No, but I read,
So what do you, what's your question?
you can't speak, you couldn't speak in private and open meeting.
Not on email, no. Did you take?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get, you can only do it this way,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
So one-way street. You can send info,
Right.
but we can't reply to it.
Right, I can send information out, but I can't ask any
Just like
questions
you
on
said,
it or anything
pictures
until we
of
get
the
into the
trucks.
meeting and discuss it.
Okay.
Did anybody take that open meetings? It took like an hour to take it. Did you take it? I took it.
Did I
Did
take
you
it?
take it, Linda?
I got my,
I took
ethics.
whatever certification.
I took everything that was
Yeah.
sent to me. It
Okay,
was ours.
okay.
Did it afterwards.
I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link.
I did my research on the group.
Oh, good, good, good.
I rewatched the
Okay.
meeting and, so I, not as up to speed as probably you were in the meeting, but I did rewatch the meeting that I missed last week.
That's
And,
great.
I did a couple notes. I did, print these
Awesome,
out
thank you.
for these meetings.
Basically,
Martin
what
wasn't.
basically what I discovered is the pricing issue, number one, which is the EPDM versus the TPO. And based on, I mean, I did a lot of research, and I went with a 40-year on the EPDM and a 20-year on the TPO. But that's actually on the TPO, go down to 15 years. But the EPDM on the roof right now, part of it was from 1963, the original roof.
Yeah, they said it's still, there was like a longing cup to make sure I was right. They did admit, not admit, but they did, say in the meeting last week that actually they found that the edge, the border of the roof, they could prove it was still the original roofs in 63, so
Right,
it lasted a bit longer than 40 years.
right, which was 62
After
years.
60 years.
Yeah, 60 plus years
Yeah.
for that part. Now, I know with leaks, I know they've repaired it. They've been repairing it. I was also told they do have a contractor roofing company, and they come in and look at it. The other part of the roof was built, when the school was built in 1998, which puts that at 27 years.
Yeah.
The proof's in the pudding that EPDM lasts a long time, because we have it up there already. Based on that, I did the 49.1% reimbursement from the numbers that we had last week. We have new numbers now, but it's not gonna make too much of a difference. And you can see that the annual cost is $87,151 on the TPO, but only $28,424 on the EPDM. And
$87 per.
$87,151 a year
That's crazy.
versus $28,424 a year.
Then you're talking about the installation cost and the cost of
This
material.
is just the roof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, no,
And everything is apples with apples. And I did it apples with apples. The other thing too that you have to look at is the advantage of TPO is that in the summertime, the air conditioning is diminished as far as the cost of it. But EPDM in in the summertime, I mean, in the winter, it's black, and you can save 10 to 12% on your fuel. So there's no charges there. And as you can see, I did a couple of charts on the back of it, and it shows, in my opinion, that the EDPM or EPDM is the better choice. Now,
As far as the cost goes.
As far
that
as
was the
cost.
cost, yeah.
But, so I did, and I'm gonna simplify it before I kind of explain. I looked at this, I listened to the meeting, I reviewed this, I tried to do as much little research online as I could. I did hear that they kind of went through two factors when they picked the TPO compared to, I know there was PVC, EDPM, TPO, and one other roof, which I apologize, I can't remember the fourth. But they said they kind of put two factors into their decision-making. Economically and environmentally conscious. My takeaway from this is, if my son needed a car and said, "Mom, this is the time, I found a wonderful electric car, it's gonna save, less emissions, it's good, it may not last as long, but right now it'll run smoother, quieter, it'll be safe, but it's gonna cost you 4 times as much." Well, that's great. I think everyone would like to spend a lot more money to maybe do well for others, but this is maybe not the time for an $8 million price tag when EPDM seems to work. I mean, I just feel it completely outweighs any positive environmental savings. It seems to be a newer, I listened, no one really had a definitive answer to a lot of questions. It doesn't seem to be as proven on the durability. A couple times it was brought up, the warranty could be longer, but it's not. It's 20. Everything could be. We can't talk about could be, I don't think, in this decision. But I looked at it and I listened to what they said, and I feel like we're paying 4 times as much for a roof because it's good for the environment. And it might cool the roof a little bit with the, what did they say, not as much electronics, but some of the machinery along the roof. But I don't believe our repairs on an EPDM roof are gonna total the difference, not even close. And I don't feel it's fair. It's different if we had one roof to fix. We also have 4 other elementary schools in the wind on deck, and a roof at the high school, which has already been damaged, because we kind of have an underlying issue with maintenance on every level of, believe me, it's not my forte. It's gotta be brutal to be in charge of maintenance. But I feel like we dropped the ball. We've had to spend a lot of money and we don't take care of things. We don't put systems in place where the roof is fixed. I even heard it when they said the masonry wasn't done, and they feel like that may have been because repairs weren't done properly. It's a common theme to everything we're paying exorbitant prices to fix because we're not always doing the proper repairs to keep it in good shape and last as long as a warranty or more would. That's my feeling.
One of
He
the,
did ask about the maintenance.
yeah,
They
the
did
maintenance,
respond that they do
they have a
maintenance
they have a maintenance company that comes in and checks the roof
Yeah,
Every year.
every year.
every year.
So I don't know if they do it once a month or they do it every year, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, they do have
On
insurance too.
the EPDM, I'm just reading it here. EPDM is environmentally friendly material due to its durability, energy, efficiency, use of recycled content, and recyclability. It's a long lifespan, reduces waste from frequent replacement, it's reflective, insulating properties, and can lower energy consumption. When at the end of its life, ETM can be recycled and the product can be used. So
Yes,
ETM
What
is
about
also, It's also,
Where's TPL thing?
I didn't pop up the
Plastic.
TPO, it's the same. It's,
I did this, so I did some research, okay? I spent like 2 hours doing this because I got intrigued. So I'll just read the summary line, then I'll go through some details.
okay.
EPDM usually has a lower total cost over 25 to 30 years. They say the life of, and I looked at 4 different sites. Right now, the newer TPM roofs are lasting approximately 30 years. But that's warranty.
It's only got a 20-year warranty from them.
I understand,
They
but
said-
not about warranty, not about warranty.
No.
It's about lastability.
Right.
Like you said, this one's last 60 years, and it only has a 40-year life.
I've seen, I
So-
disagree with that, but go ahead,
Okay.
I disagree.
So
with
EPM usually has a lower cost over the 25 to 30 years if you only count installation and cost of materials. If a TPO costs more upfront, but the life cycle maintenance cost, reflectability, cooling cost will offset the over the 25 to 30 years. Now, that was just a summary. Then I took another site that said, okay, I'll find it. That said, so it says for our area, South Shore, Massachusetts, I picked the area, it says EPDM might be more forgiving in winter, cold snaps, ice, snow, freeze, and thaw. But if I expect high cooling costs or want to reduce heat gain in the summer, a good quality TPO with strong seam welding and reflectability could outworth the extra cost. Then the other opinion was if budgets allow, consider investing in the TPO because it's better material and because that's seaming on the end, that's one of the things they do. Savings in energy or fewer repairs over time will definitely up the cost. So they're
They're
saying,
saying it's gonna offset $6 million, or 8, pardon me, it's,
so what's the cost of an EPM?
So,
Kids don't go to school.
Linda, do you have any
and
comments
kids
on
takes,
that?
I was just
No,
gonna say that,
no,
that
we're not
is
talking
literally
about
the
the cost.
least,
We're not talking about the overall cost of the roof, we're talking about the difference.
I just don't want to interject until everybody has their.
No, I mean, I looked at everything that you had
Some-
provided along with the meeting last week, and I mean, you know, it does seem like it lasts better,
Mhm.
and given our climate,
Okay.
it makes sense. I mean, I don't know if it matters, but I mean, I highly don't think that the town's gonna vote for this.
but, may I say one thing, and then I'll give you back the floor? I did want to make one comment too, because I feel like we're under a little pressure with this, because they're saying it's an emergency, because we need to, get everything in with that program. It does seem though as well that,
Is this the Democratic? No, I'm sorry.
there might be one next door, a meeting. There's one that way, it might have just ended, if she's looking for another meeting. But there was a question asked, and I appreciate you guys were so thorough last week. Well, we missed the timeline. I heard it was a 14th month, soup to nuts, have to get things in. But there's nothing to say that we cannot, we have to resubmit. That's completely normal. I don't see that as an argument, that if we resubmit for something that's going to save the town millions of dollars. And it would be different if everything else was up to par. It's not. We don't know what is gonna come with the other 4 plus 5, because of the high school, could happen. To spend this on the first major repair to me seems completely irresponsible. If
So it's
there's an
$2.5
alternative,
million.
if there's an alternative.
But we do it with $3.5 million coming down.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you as far as, being rushed in. But the timeline that's set, I think on the next roofs, if that happens again, that they should know that this is an issue up front. That's for sure. On your analysis, Dean, EPDM is like 50 years. That's what the average is. And versus your 30.
I just looked on,
And the school is used, when students are in, till June. And then the summer comes in and the heating goes on, the roof is really there. I mean, they might use the school part-time, but not,
And then
so
working in the
and-
summer
and
programs,
then
they're
winter,
outside
the
during those
heat.
times.
the heat is reduced with the black. And it also helps with melting the snow.
They also said the white lasts longer than the black on the EPDM.
If you add that extra layer,
White
it has
versus black.
titanium dioxide in
White-
it that they fused in
White
with
doesn't cost will
that
go
second
up.
layer.
So right now, we're
The way to keep the snow on the roof.
so the.
Are we going to, was that discussed how the snow's gonna be removed on a plastic roof? If we get a big snowstorm,
We're not,
and they-
the thing is why would they discuss how to remove snow? We're discussing the budget for
I
a
think
roof on.
Well, that's the
Because
whole
that's
thing.
the previous
that
issue.
seems like we would
Excuse me.
absolutely must to discuss that, because we live in an area where we don't get hit that often, but when we get hit, sometimes we can get pummeled. And for safety, with the weight of snow on a roof, we have to remove it.
They did talk about it, they did, because I mean, the high school was a brand new roof. My kids
Yeah.
were in high
What
school.
happened there?
The rain, it fully was leaking
Excuse me.
in the rain last week.
And I'm sorry, I'm very practical, but, so what you're saying is if we don't do the roof, they still have to remove the snow. If we do the roof, they're gonna have to remove the snow. What you're questioning is, if we do the roof or not do the roof, do they have a plan for maintenance?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the different, no, I apologize if you misunderstood me. I'm saying I don't see the benefit to TPO over EPDM, saying it's lighter and helps with the snow.
The light
But
is
it's
not
just,
snow.
if there, it's, that doesn't even seem to be, I don't know if that could actually even be an issue where it could be damaged more.
No,
I
the
think
light,
it's
the
still-
light has to do with energy,
Efficiency.
efficiency, so that's the only difference. But if you do that, so it's a $2.5 million difference between right now. It would increase the cost of the EPDM by
I
a
thought
million.
it was a little bit more. I thought it's more than 2.5 million. Didn't you do the numbers?
I did,
Wasn't it-
he gave us the numbers, so I
That's
did.
what we cost right there, right?
The overall
Trust me,
is
I'm a
that,
Oh.
CFO, I do the math. So, but it's spending $1 million more for white, if you did the white, I'm not saying we do the white. So that would only be a $1.5 million difference. The other thing you have to take into account, we get, how much are we getting for the match?
it's taken into account. So the numbers that you're looking across here,
It's
the
what we're
87,000 is already has the match out of it. So that's the net that the town will be paying. So it's apples with apples.
Okay.
So you're
Is the
looking
match
at,
a
you're looking
percentage
at,
or is it-
you're looking at almost, not quite, 3.5 times the cost.
That's what I mean. It's not just 2.5 million, it's more than that.
something, in
This
total,
square
it's seven.
footage is $23, and this is
That's
35.
only on installation costs. That I'm saying is the overall cost has to include maintenance, and it has to include the energy.
Yeah, when you put the same company that puts in the TPO can put in EPTM and give you the same warranty.
Yeah, so he's got three
You
or
know?
four.
It does say.
Because then this is the reimbursement,
The
the
warranty
year.
depends on installing too.
And then the other thing that you have to,
So you're right about
Is that the grant?
the other thing you have to think of, this isn't over per se, it's, what do they call it?
Debt
Debt,
debt
yeah,
exclusion.
debt exclusion.
I don't want to spend it, I'm just saying.
So,
I just, if
So I think
there's
our
a less
decision is, are we gonna
expensive
spend it or not?
option, I feel we need to go with the less expensive
Tom Miller
option.
did say they will be coming back in the spring.
Yes, I heard
They
that.
have to, the
They
five
said, yeah,
buildings.
they're coming back for the next, it's
so
It's unsustainable at this point. I mean, they're, like, again, the want first needs. I would love to have this new technology, and hopefully, wouldn't it be great if it worked, but we won't be able to keep affording this if we're paying more for
One
things.
final thing, and Tom answered this at Peter answered this at the, what do you call it, advisory board, select board meeting, is that if the town votes again, no, you think the Mass school system's gonna give us a matching grant? I don't think so. And Tom said, I said, then we're stuck with the bill. And he said, and his answer, Peter said, Well, then we can cancel it. That was the
And
answer.
we wouldn't do the roof?
In other words, if we went through this and it did get approved all the way, let's just say, and the voting, like the ballot went through, and the state said, we're not gonna give you the funding, then we're stuck with it. If you look at the contract, we're stuck with it, we cancel supposedly.
But what if we say no, will they give us the funding in the future as well?
If we say no,
So if we vote down, not doing the roof, we don't pay.
Yes, you
money.
can, no, you can reapply, they even said that in your meeting, I heard them.
Yeah, I asked
Clear
that
as day,
question,
they
yeah.
did, and they answered, they just have to submit the paperwork again.
yeah, and I'm
That's
just
kinda
saying,
what people do.
I'm just saying that if it went all the way through, then we would be stuck with it. And then we have, I heard on the selectmen's meeting yesterday that they had 6 million roughly free cash. And then I think Eric made a mistake during this subject, talking on this. He said, well, we got 3.4 million in free cash, and he was deducting it, and I don't think he understood that this is an override. I know he knows it's an override, but it has nothing to do with free cash. We would have to use our free cash, which is 3.4, and it's not deducted by 6, because that number already went down on the other articles. If you look at all the articles, it's in front of it, there's probably another 2 million, I'm just taking an educated guess, and you'd be down like $600,000 or $700,000 in free cash. That's not good at all.
I just
Right.
think we send things out to bid to get the least expensive, I mean, that's usually,
Go bids.
when we send the other projects out, you try to get the least expensive, most economically sound
But you didn't even get a
option.
bid on, they
But
didn't
They didn't even
get a
check
bid.
No,
that
Yeah.
out. That I think's what, they just chose this looked better, and they did say for 2 factors, economics and environmental. I think we're paying a very, that's my opinion, we're paying a very, very hefty price for an environmental.
So what
Yes.
happens, like, so this is how the process worked, if you read the other day. They hired a company, outside independent guy, engineer, to come up with the right choice of the materials.
Right.
So if we approve it or not, if we approve it and say we only approve this roof, so why don't we say, so if we,
There's no bid in the system, and it's all,
There's nothing to.
so there's,
we don't have the
there's a
ability to
step,
change the
there's a
materials.
schematic step, and we're in the schematic step that's sitting with the, master.
I would have liked to have seen 2 proposals. They only went with 1. I feel like we.
Well, they only did because the engineer had told them that this is the material. So they hired someone to give them their opinion and tell them what to do, and so that, to be honest, they took it and gave it to, you got the rest of it, so they did it. And you're right. Our decision is we're saying no because they didn't consider the lower cost item. I'm in agreement.
And I might add, the lower cost
It's
item,
pretty much.
durability is self-proven already, but
It's,
TPO has,
it was
They got all
63
this
years
stuff.
old, they
TPO
admitted
has
it.
not proved itself.
They found
That's
evidence
why
of
they're
it.
only giving it, that's why the warranty is lower. I bet all of
20
that.
63
But they said
years.
both last 20-year warranties.
They'll both get
Both
20
will
years.
be 20 years.
Yeah, they will both. I asked that.
The actual warranty for both will be
Right.
20 years.
Oh, so the, okay.
Right. And I think that if we lived in another state, a southern
That's
state,
why it said
it would make a
25.
difference.
It all depends on installer. It did say that.
Yeah.
Installation is key to
Yes,
both.
yes, the company,
It's
yes,
the
it
same.
is.
But if we lived in another state, the air conditioning would be huge. But we don't. We need something that's gonna help with heat. I mean,
It's
that's
also-
our environment.
It's also, I read this, that TPO in the wintertime seems to get brittle,
Yeah.
where the EPDM does not. And even though they get a tighter seal, when they do it with a heat, it will not, if they get a tighter seal, but it doesn't last as long, because in the winter when we get a real cold, it starts cracking.
Yeah,
So that's what I read.
I,
It would have been nice if they.
I have enough information to, at least.
Anybody else?
Can we approve it based on using the lower cost item?
Right, that was gonna be
No.
my
No,
question.
because there's no proposal for it, it'd be a wish
Yeah.
list.
Well, why don't we approve the cost of why don't we approve 6.5 out of the, why don't we say that's the cost of installing EPM?
But we don't know that, it could be even less than that, they didn't even get the numbers.
So all I'm saying is it's their job to go get the bids and cost it out and go with it. So if we say, because you didn't consider the lower cost item and didn't bring us to the table, we'll approve it now at 6.5 million, or wait till April and next time bring us back the
I
bids.
don't feel
because-
comfortable with that
because-
because they could use that towards TPO and Piper. I just don't feel comfortable with that, with the way things have gone.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If costs were the same,
We could do it in the spring.
you would still go with the rubber?
Yeah, because it lasts, you have to remember,
It's
I
future.
would go with something that lasts
If you-
proven 4 times
so in
more.
20 years, you're gonna be paying another 3.4
Or
million.
more.
By then, it'll be
Could be
even more. But this is lasting 40 years, so you're not paying for 20 years, you're not paying for that. And this also sets the standard.
So it's $1 million difference in the price, right?
There's
More.
$1 million difference right now in the price. Then you go 20 years from now, and this roof needs to be repaired again, and this number's gonna go way up.
So that's
So
where it
there's
comes,
another 3.4.
that's what I'm saying, that's where the
Where this is
number.
lasting 40, and it actually says 50 on a lot of them.
I mean, the fact that it's 3.5 million to fix and repair 5 roofs,
Right,
5 roofs,
Right.
3.5 million.
right.
It
I
just,
think
this
this is
just
something-
seems like it would be nice, but I don't know if Marshfield, we've taken on so much, it would be nice, I agree. It would be great to try this out. It sounds like it has a
You
lot
don't
of
have any-
bonuses. It is not
You know,
fiscally
I don't know what the
believe
high school's made out of,
responsible
'cause that's like a
that we
rubber roof,
chose the
maybe?
most expensive.
Well, the gauge.
Yeah, they got it with the
But we
stone.
don't put comments if we don't approve something, right?
We're just not,
We just make a
we don't- We just
recommendation.
recommend it or we don't.
So the
do
select
our own
board, the
discussion,
select
our own
board, the select
investigation.
board has, approved this on,
Yep.
so they, underneath it'll say approved by the select board. I
Unanimous.
have not heard what
Advisory.
the, advisory board said yet. I tried to get them to attend here. I sent Chris a couple of emails, but maybe I got his old email address. I tried to reach out to him so that, I actually sent him a Facebook message too, to see if he could send somebody in here to, see what we were discussing, because I don't know if they know of the EPDM, although I did mention that before in another meeting. But, I hope so, anyways.
Just think it'd be a good precedent for us to try to work within our means and not tax out the residents on every, I just feel like there's
I think it's,
a better way to do
I
it.
think it's the big thing is it's common sense. To me, it's common sense. If something lasts longer, it's already been in use, and
We have proven.
it's cheaper.
So what I think would add value to it is, obviously, I'm gonna vote yes for it, and you guys are gonna vote no. So, I would get up at town meeting and explain just the cost difference that you would
This is, if approved by the board, is going to be on the board. I will get up and speak to this.
Great.
Okay.
So
That's great.
Yeah, yeah, and I have to
Maybe
get them
they
in
could
by
come
tomorrow,
back in the
so.
spring with,
Well, I'd like contacts, and do we tell them ahead of time that they're told immediately that we did that, right?
just, it
Since
should
they're watching
say
the
that.
meeting,
No, I meant-
They're at the other,
We
they're
did
at
that
another
tonight.
meeting.
We've informed them.
Yeah, they're at another meeting.
And
But
believe
they
me,
could
I
be on
don't,
Zoom,
I
I
think
don't
that,
know.
I think,
What?
School board.
Oh, just the school board.
Yeah.
I think,
Okay.
Pat
Let's
coming in
go
is gonna
find
do
out.
wonderful things, but I don't believe he was part of this. Pat came in after this started, so I don't think it reflects on Pat Sullivan's leadership at the moment. I mean, he came in the middle of this 14 months.
Yeah, and it's not.
plan.
his choice.
It's not a reflection on that, it's, to me, it's the black and white. It's too expensive, knowing we have 4 more roofs that are coming up in 6 months. That might be more than 3.5 million. There is a little hint on me where if we're doing that type of roof, because it would be more suitable to add solar panels. I just do.
The solar panels are out.
All right.
Solar panels are out.
They made sure, okay, that was nice.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's
awesome.
That's done.
That's awesome.
People will ask that, that's the town
But,
meeting for.
but I agree, a lot of people are still very weird.
I feel like everything's,
Yeah.
It's a shell game sometimes, I think.
Not anymore, Bonnie.
I love it, that's what I mean, it's comforting, that's what's nice,
Yeah.
it's,
You know,
It's nice.
if you look at the whole thing, even if town meeting passes it, it's gonna go to a debt exclusion vote at the polls. And they haven't been faring too well lately, so,
it's,
but
it's
I
expensive.
will speak to this. And,
I think that will go a long way, Jeff.
I hope,
Thank you.
know, I'm not the greatest
No,
speaker
this
in the world,
this-
but
This was great, and I did
Great.
look online, I did, but I did look online as well,
Boston.
and it just,
Because it'll help explain.
Yep.
So by speaking before they vote, might have some impact if
that's
you,
what I'm going.
that's the
Yeah,
influence.
I'll get up.
If you don't speak, it's gonna go, no one's gonna even know.
Generally speaking, what should happen is that the advisory board may go first, and they will say, recommend or don't recommend this, and somebody gets up and speaks about it.
Yep.
Capital budget should have the same opportunity, which it will,
On every item we deny, I think we should always do that.
on the denials, that's what I said, yes.
yeah,
That's not,
I agree.
that's
I
not
think
a river in
we
Egypt.
discussed that at the first meeting, and I agree.
Yeah, I think that without a doubt, that there's gonna be people from the town who are gonna come up and who have looked at this
Mhm.
and are gonna suggest the same thing. If we need a roof, why are we going for a cheap
But
option?
there'll definitely be a lovely argument on
Yeah.
why it's so wonderful.
The other-
but
the other
it costs
side-
things, it's been, wonderful things cost money.
The other side of it is that the condition of the roof needs to be repaired, and they do get leaks here and there. But when you get a leak in your house, what do? You fix it.
Immediately, before
So,
it costs us money.
I think having the time to do it, you know.
Well,
I
they said
don't think
it's
it's
still
such
in
an
the budget.
emergency, really, if you can just go up and fix the leak, especially now, do it now. We've got so much rain the last couple of days, I'd like to go down there and to look and see where all the leaks were, you know, I mean, it was, yeah.
Isn't it the same stuff, like the?
Listen, I'll make that thing last about 100 years. You know what I'm thinking?
We'll have our meeting on the roof. Everyone grab a rag, we got this. Imagine we saved our town millions by being a little bit more in the volunteer end.
All right.
I do it.
Laying the rubber.
I think we've had enough
Yep.
deliberation unless anybody else wants to add anything. So I make a motion to vote on the, what's it, seven? Seven, yeah, Article 7. All in favor?
Aye, to vote, to vote,
I'm not gonna
to
take it.
vote.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get a second, I'm sorry.
It's a second,
Okay, all in favor to,
I'm
to
gonna say
vote,
that.
right?
We're to voting.
To vote,
Yeah,
yes,
we're
all in
aye.
favor to vote.
okay, I got, okay, so we'll take the vote, nay,
Aye, Bonnie, McCarthy, nay.
Nay.
me. So you can speak on the minority if you want.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll be here.
so that
You
was,
won't be here.
it was 3-1, that means we get them to the meeting anyways.
I'm not gonna be here.
What do you mean you're not gonna be
He's
here?
never here.
I'm leaving on Monday.
Oh, jeez.
Well, then
Alright, so
well, we'll just,
you got those
Well, no, but
minutes, right?
I think you have a valid case.
The second,
I'm not disagreeing with what your information,
yeah.
Jack.
No,
So,
I want that. I
So,
knew that.
like, at first I was like, why are we talking, like I said, why are we questioning the engineer? So I thought about it for a second, but then I'm like,
it's our job.
you're doing your job, you're
It's our
putting it
job
down.
to question.
So even though we probably shouldn't be deciding on what material they use, we should be determining the cost.
That's
And
what we
then
did.
That's all we've talked about.
That's why I appreciate you
All
doing
we've
that.
ever said.
And that motivated, that's why I went back and I just
Yeah,
went back and did it.
appreciate it.
There is some doubt that over time,
Don't worry, I'll stick by you with when we
but the
go up.
problem is,
But you're not here to talk to the minority, so I know, but you're not.
I don't want to be conflicted. Let's go fine. I didn't want us to
All right,
conflict.
so can we get into the next?
So, I'm sorry, so how does this work? So if it's 3 no's and 1 yes?
We voted not to recommend it to town meeting.
Okay.
Right.
We voted not to
One is-
recommend
one is
this
sent
article.
in. The next item is the DPW request on the 2 vehicles, and Dean sent a hundred,
That's why I saw before the.
he sent 150 pictures.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
I didn't
noticed
know
there
I don't know
was,
which one it was.
looked
I was
like a
trying to
blue
figure out.
sedan, a blue mini coupe,
That's
one with
that was
the
administrative.
hull that's fully
That's the
rusted.
administrative.
The administrator had a mini coupe?
No,
No,
look,
not
it's a
Mini
small
Coupe,
blue
Chevy.
car.
It's not a Mini Coupe, it's a
No, but
Chevy,
it's smaller
like,
than.
an old Chevy, sport utility.
Well,
I
I don't know which cars it were, but all the cars and trucks that were there were terrible.
Right. But also, what, are they, that blue car though, did we get the miles on that last week? I didn't see.
Oh, it's
the
been
miles.
jumped,
It's all junk, all,
And
And why were they
they were,
junked?
because
they wouldn't pass emissions.
they couldn't pass emissions, the frames were rusted
The
out.
frame, so that's, I saw the
Yeah.
frame on the blue truck, what you
Yeah.
could see over the wheel well.
Yeah.
But
I know, I thought he was
why-
gonna send us the four vehicles, but.
it said they're not passing emissions, but that's what that's what I was trying to figure, how, is their car, that,
They're not,
If you
they're
saw
beyond
that-
repair, I believe.
but if
Yeah,
you
they
saw
don't
that
have to
car in
be
the parking lot, they
100,000
all, other than the truck that was rusted out, over the wheel well. That's the only one I saw that looked like the frame was off.
So what we did in the last meeting is we took
Yeah.
two of the big purchases,
Just took two of them up.
two of them out already. And then we agreed, I dissented, but, Billy and the rest of the board, Dean and Linda, said that they'll approve as long as the pictures prove that they need it. And that, my thinking was it did prove it. that
Oh,
they
yeah.
need it. So that's why,
So
So
two
that-
of them.
that vote was already
And
taken.
two of them won't pass the emissions.
Right,
So they're all four gonna be out of commission.
right.
And their claim, I went to see them, so I met with them. They also said that there's a new superintendent coming in too. They also said that in the last 2 years, they've got no new vehicles because of the leasing program the town was gonna do, and then they didn't do it. So they're way behind on replacing vehicles. So they're just asking, the two that they were asking for administrative didn't have to happen because they don't need to be replaced. I mean, they do, but
Not an emergency.
it's a nice to have,
Yep.
so they dropped those immediately. And then they focused on for the absolutely need.
I did look into that, because I saw the way I did look at every one of the, I believe, the 33 or pictures, I did, but I did have a question though. I know those are junked in the grass, Joby, doesn't the DPW have a new large lot? And I did see, I did look this up, parking on dirt or gravel is worse for the car's undercarriage and can cause, increased corrosion, moisture, but I'm just saying,
They've already
If
been
they-
auctioned.
but are we keeping, but the cars we do have, again, I'm just curious, are we keeping those parked on the parking lot? Or are they in the grassy area, which is in where we live? It just
Ones they're
seemed-
using every day?
I think.
Yeah, I saw that parking lot, it looked like a lot were
That
on the
was
grass.
that's the graveyard they
That's
said.
graveyard.
But even people pulling into the
Oh,
graveyard.
yeah, that's not even on their property, that's over Enterprise Drive. Oh, sorry, that's their
But
graveyard.
I'm just saying, it just seemed, I know that, because I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to be leaving cars on grass. It's, but thank you, I was very curious about that.
If it doesn't pass inspection, you can't even send it to auction. It's just junk or pile.
But so the bottom line is that moved the vote forward, it's
Okay.
done.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, okay.
because it was completed the way it was. The only thing we have,
Would you have voted nay?
would I have voted nay again?
Yeah.
No, no, but I already voted nay.
I know
Until I
that.
saw the
I
picture.
understand.
Would you, buy my house unseen? No, and I would want to see the damage.
They used to bring pictures, I appreciate, yeah.
Yeah,
They
so,
will.
I mean, we're doing our due diligence, that's.
But
what
I think that in addition to the pictures, I guess maybe I'm reading this wrong, but why, looking at those cars, the administrative car looked fine. How is that not passing emissions? Like my son's car has almost 300,000 miles on it. Are we, just the
Number one
rust?
reason is rust.
Yeah.
Once
So
the frame's
that's-
rusted, it is a safety issue, no safety.
So it's all four vehicles, the issue was rust.
Yeah, we'll-
Frame,
This is
okay.
why,
Yeah.
inspection company.
What year are the vehicles?
Oh, I think,
Just,
I don't know, did they give us that?
No.
what,
I was just curious.
the years, the
That Chevy's
bids,
gotta
no.
be, oh, that's gotta be.
It might be on the site,
12
because
years
they're
old.
they're all up for bid
Yeah.
to, you know, for people to buy them, but
But every time they replace one in the past, they've been over 300,000 miles. They drive these things every day.
That's what they should, yes, well, that's what,
Sean actually said it's been 3 years since they have bought the vehicle.
Yeah, so, yeah, so
All right.
I thank you for that.
I don't wanna beat the
An
dead-
extra
I
year.
don't wanna beat the dead horse anymore.
Okay.
The only other thing I have is new business, and new business to me was, I sent a few weeks back a request into our treasurer and town accountant in regards to the
capital fund.
capital budget fund, and I haven't heard anything back yet, so I'll follow up on that. And that fund is becoming, will become more important now, because when we need money, it'll be there when they roll over the items that, you know, have money left over from what the town allowed them to spend. So if you have $1.5 million sitting in there, you know, when you had some decisions to make going in the future, including roofs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you might say, well, I could use this 1.5 out of here and not, you know, put the strain on the taxpayer, and you can get, you know, it can go up even higher than that. And I think that's an essential
I
thing
think
that
it's
we need
great.
to get at.
You're taking
I'll follow up on it. Other than that, we do not need a meeting on Monday, I didn't set it, and I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Can I say something about the?
Yep.
One of the things we needed, I think we need to do going forward is, you know how we just approve the road work and that kind of thing? And these are tangible assets, so we're able to kind of recognize the cost. But those items aren't even material costs, they're all labor. So when they give an estimate of 1.5 million, those are the kinds we should scrutinize. Labor is costing us way more than a car. That's my point. So if they overestimate that, they're gonna eat it up for sure, because the DPW, they're gonna use it.
They can't. That's the whole point of the capital budget fund. It needs to be, unless we use an enterprise
He's saying-
fund.
No, what I'm saying,
Labor's
they're
saying
gonna use it legitimately, because
Yes.
they're gonna bring more people than they probably need, and they're gonna give them overtime, and they're gonna do every
Are you talking on the,
road work and piping and all that they use town.
so if they used the money from the general fund, their operational money,
Yeah,
and it went before a town meeting, and they said we need a $2 million project,
so they're good, yeah, okay.
so no, wait, yeah, so then it only costs $1 million. That $1 million that's left goes to the project.
So
I
they're not
think
gonna
Dean is saying that they may, if we got 2 million, they may say, oh, we have a little extra, so why don't we have Joe come here and help
Yeah.
and hold the pipe, so I don't have one guy holding this,
Yeah.
this
So
strong.
you give them back
heavy
to the employees.
man.
I mean,
I'm simplifying this, it's
I
what I do,
understand.
but I think Dean's saying, why wouldn't they? They're like, why would 4 of us go when all 8 of us were back at the headquarters?
I think we gotta have faith in our fellow man to a certain point, and
No, I do.
I don't think that they'll do that. I think that we've got a DPW that would not do that. I think the DPW, when it's done with its job,
I trust
it's money
them.
left over, I trust them, I do too.
That big whole deal in Weymouth and all that,
Right.
well, the DPW, they're the only other town, local, that have internal DPWs. And there's so much.
I wish, and the problem is, people don't see that the bigger projects, what they see is the smaller ones, like the overgrowth on the roads. Like, that's what
And then
people are.
in Brent Rock on the road in Mullen, and I'm not saying I'm Brent Rock, I'm just saying, it's like,
No, but
that's what people see.
that's all I've ever heard is people complain about the DPW because you have private companies and volunteers keeping up on everything and you can't see signs driving down. It's just, it's almost like you wanna just beautify that part and then maybe people will try,
Right.
it just takes your eye off the ball.
Perception becomes reality, that's what happens.
Yeah,
Doing
it's
it.
just, like, I even hear my husband, he drives around this town all day, 50, 60 hours a day. He's like, I just wish they'd weed whack more. He
I
just,
know
he
they can't
works in Marshfield, but if you call,
They do,
but I
right?
think that's what people see, so sometimes
I
it,
mean,
why draw attention, you know?
but-
They do, I did see them over the summer doing a laundry over there was a guy, and I was like, thank you so much.
But it's
So-
not, if the guy says Peter Igo.
It was a DPW, they had several DPW people out doing that whole stretch that you walk down to the pier. And they were doing it all one day, cause it was way over.
Yeah,
I will say that there's probably, if you add the miles up to each one of you drive, you don't drive as much as I do.
Yeah.
my
And I
husband
can tell you-
does.
And I can tell you that when I enter Marshfield, I feel good because the roads are in good condition. You go to Quincy, oh my God, you go to
But no,
Taylor.
but I'm saying the grass though, but
The
makes it
grass,
the opposite,
I-
like what they comes from
I'm,
the grass.
I'm watching where I'm driving, I'm
Yeah,
not looking at
yeah.
the grass.
Well,
Sean's in the,
He sees it, cause he's hanging out of the
tell him that some of the
Our
cows.
DPW superintendents.
They said something about how many miles they have to do.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I
The
think
kids, that's what we get those young boys that,
Summer, do
you
summer
know,
like,
the kids who work a little harder.
like they don't, do they do that? Do you have summer kids come in?
Yeah,
Like even just to pay them, like
yeah.
small summer jobs to come in.
Well, they do that Marshfield's,
They do that.
when they do
Yeah.
a cleanup the last day.
Yeah,
They
but that's
say,
not.
did you do a laundry?
Yeah.
The problem is, it's as the summer goes. So we didn't technically adjourn.
Not yet, no, I'm just getting
Okay.
ready. I'm listening to this talk.
So I just.
I have to put the computer away. so-
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Hey, I wanna
thank you.
take some-
Thank